up? Damian here. Excited to be here. I got a lot of things to talk about today. Actually, we're going to talk about TV and some of my favorite TV shows and new shows I like. So I'm going to take you through one of my favorite TV shows, which I think if you pay attention, you follow the things I talk about, you know what one of my favorite shows is. I'm going to talk about some, I'm making out a list. I'm writing a letter because I have some questions I need answered. I'm going to talk about the supposed Robert Kiyosaki scandal. If you haven't heard about it, you want to stay tuned for that. And also want to talk about a brand new show, which is awesome as an entrepreneur. You absolutely want to check out the show. Really, really good TV and really, really educational. So, who am I writing a letter to? Well, I'm writing a letter to Jacob from Lost. For those of you that are fans, and I know this obviously is one of the biggest shows ever, so a lot of you are probably fans. Phenomenal show. So I wrote out my top 10 questions I need to know about Lost, and I'm doing this on a Tuesday because I want to make sure everybody's caught up and I don't give any spoilers away because obviously the newest episode was last week and now the new episode airs tonight. So I don't want to give any spoilers away. You should be caught up on Lost by now, and therefore I'm not going to. So here are my top 10 questions I need to know, and if you have the answers to any of these questions or some theories, be sure to send me a message because there are only like 8 episodes before the season finale, and I just need answers to these questions. So my first question is, are the Oceanic Six going to split sides between good and evil so that half of them are good and half of them turn out to be evil? And if so, is Jack or Sawyer going to be the good one? Because obviously they've always been against each other, but Sawyer always does noble things and Jack has a dark side. So that's one of my questions. Second question I have, is Christian, Jack's dad, really the smoke monster? Because we saw him in the very first season and he appeared and it kind of seemed like he was doing what the smoke monster is doing now with with John Locke. So was that the smoke monster appearing as Christian earlier in the show? Which, by the way, if you don't watch the show, just hang tight for like 90 seconds. I'm not a lunatic. This makes perfect sense to everybody who watches Lost. Question number 3, is John Locke really gone? You know, I understand the actor playing the guy who's being impersonated by the smoke monster is still there, but is the actual John Locke character absolutely gone out of the show? Will Aaron be the final candidate? 2 episodes ago they talked about who the final candidates are, and I forgot who it was who said to Jack, like, you're one of the, or was it Jack, or, oh yeah, the woman said to Jin and Sun, like, you know, what are you two ladies are, the woman eating the papaya said, you know, what are you two are the final candidates? There's 6 left. So is Aaron actually the final candidate to take care over the island? I don't even know what this one says. I wrote something down. It says, the French woman. What happened to the French woman? Is she still on the island or is she gone? How will the past and future, right now they're running that whole past and future thing, and it's really interesting, but how the heck are they going to tie those together since, who is it, Jillian? Who's the woman who died in the well with the combustion? Sawyer's new girlfriend, Jack's old girlfriend. When she died, she said it worked. So the past and future are going to come together. Here's another question. If Jacob is good, which it seems to believe that's the one thing that's clear, is Jacob's always been good, and Benjamin always followed Jacob's orders, was Ben Linus always a good guy the whole time through? That's my next question. 3 more questions. Could Vinny Delfini defeat the smoke monster? And if so, how do you think he would do it? It's a question I have. Who gave Jacob his gift, right? Richard talks about how Jacob gave him a gift that turned out to be a curse of this never-ending, never-getting-old life. Well, who gave Jacob his gift? And last but not least, who is as a BDF member, who is your favorite character on Lost? So if you have answers or theories on any of those questions, shoot me a message. Let me know what's going on. I want to hear from you. Only 8 episodes left before the season finale. I'm so excited, but I'm sad because Lost has been a fun part of our Tuesday nights for a while now, and I don't want to see it go. But I do want to see the ending, so bittersweet. Looking forward to it. All right, what's up with Robert Kiyosaki? Check it out. I saw this link. Actually, a BDF member showed me a website, and I picked up this link from this other site. Kind of interesting. CBC, I think it's CBC, Canadian Broadcasting something, did a special. You could check it out, Kiyosaki, CBC at google.com. They did a whole special about the Kiyosaki. He does these Rich Dad, Poor Dad free seminars around the country, and they did this expose supposedly kind of uncovering a lot of scandals and things that go along. And let me tell you the gist of it, and then I'm going to give you my opinion on the matter, and you can draw your own as well. So long and short is Kiyosaki goes around. He has his different Rich Dad, Poor Dad mentors and coaches who go around. They do free seminars in hotels, so on and so forth, one-day seminars, and then The seminar is supposed to be educational, inspirational, and then tied to a 3-day seminar that costs $500. And then at the 3-day seminar, there's an opportunity to enter coaching programs ranging from $10,000 to $45,000 coaching programs. Now, this is something, if you've been in the internet world, in the real estate world, there's a very typical model: free event leading to a paid event leading to a higher end product. But the real sort of controversy that's come out is a lot of people are saying that all of this, there's no content, there's no education, and literally it's all just one long, drawn-out sales pitch, and that's it, and that there's no content, that Kiyosaki doesn't deliver anything he promises, that it's essentially just a scam to get you to spend money, to pay them to sell you more things and higher products, and especially things that with huge price tags, like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $45,000. So here's my gist on it. You should definitely check it out and draw your own opinion. First of all, I've read Kiyosaki's books, and while I don't think you can read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and like that's the answer to becoming a wealthy entrepreneur, and it's like, I have all the information I need, I'm going to be wealthy. I don't think that, not for a long shot, and I think there's very few books that could ever do that. However, I absolutely do agree, what Kiyosaki teaches just about shifts in mindset, about switching from a poor to a rich mentality, absolutely priceless. I know there's a lot of people who don't get it, and they're like, yeah, but just tell me how to make the money right now. Tell me how to do a short sale. Tell me how to get pay-per-click traffic. Tell me how to do the and that's all important. That's a fair thing, but that's not the point of his book. The point of his book is about making that mental mind shift, and that's absolutely huge, because until you do that, until you really understand the entrepreneurial mindset, until you're committed to it, that's huge. So I stand by his book. I read it every once in a while. I think it's inspirational, has a lot of great nuggets in it. So I happen to like his stuff, and I've read a number of his other books too. As far as his sort of the expose they did, if the dude who they have, their mentor, man, this dude's a bulldog, and I think he's rude. I mean, he's a rude guy. I don't think he handles it appropriately. I mean, he's really just hard pressured sales. And, the 1 or 2 times I ever leave my house to do an event, we've done stuff, but we always make sure there's an awesome amount of content. And it's the same thing that Mark does. There's an awesome amount of content and education that if that's all you decide to do, it's way worth your time and your value. And then if you decide to do something else, great. And this guy was just sort of seemingly not caring about anything else other than closing high-end sales. When Robert Kiyosaki was asked about this and said, hey, well, what's the deal? Why is he not doing real education? Why is he just trying to sell people? He said, hey, this is a private licensing company we hired to do these services, which I totally understand. We've worked with other companies in those kinds of arrangements, and so I understand that, and I don't blame Kiyosaki for that. The real sort of question is, how does he address it? Now that it's been brought to his attention, does he nip it in the bud and take care of it, or does he let it keep on going on? And from a business standpoint, which you have to really look at, this is the interesting part, is it's not really the coach's fault or Kiyosaki's fault. The fault is in the nature of the arrangement. When you have an arrangement where you hire, say, a fulfillment coaching, which is what Kiyosaki does, he has his mentors go around, but they only get paid when they sell high-end coaching, well, then they have no incentive to give a great educational, inspirational, equipping training to somebody who's just there for the free weekend or just there for the $500 3-day seminar, because they get paid nothing on it. Of course, they're only going to push for high-end sales, and the more pressure there is, the more that's just going to become more and more lopsided. So I think it's more of a fault in his business setup of that relationship than it is his integrity as a business person. Also really interesting, there's an attorney on there who's like, everything Robert Kiyosaki teaches, there's none of these methods that can ever be used, and he's like, you can't do a lease and I gotta tell you, just like I flagged that other dude, the coaching dude, for just being rude and out of line and not actually delivering value and content, I flagged this attorney because you know what, dude, get out of here, man. You're old school. You don't get it. People do lease purchase options, short sales all the time. People do double closings and all these other creative techniques. And there are people out there who still don't get it. Just like you can go to your doctor and tell your doctor, hey, I took some antioxidants and some coenzyme Q10 and that's how I got rid of my cold, or that's how my joints started feeling better. And your doctor's going to be like, yeah, you also believe in witchcraft? That's a joke. You can't do that. You need medicine. You need prescriptions. You need surgery. They just don't believe in it. They're not trained in it. They don't understand it. Not that they're not bright people, just like traditional doctors are bright people. They just don't understand this other world of alternative medicine and health. just like traditional real estate attorneys and traditional brokers, they don't understand this world at all. So he might be a bright guy within his field, but outside of his field, I mean, it's just wrong. I see it all the time. We get testimonials about it all the time. Just not the case. Last but not least, new show, one of my new, I don't want to say favorite shows, but I like it. Now that Shark Tank is over, you know, I love Shark Tank. Can't wait for it to start up again. I want to be on the Shark Tank, in the tank. I want to be a shark. I want to catch sharks. I love the whole thing. It's a great, great concept. If you haven't seen it, it's where different entrepreneurs come up there pitching different investors to generate VC, venture capital, for their investment. There's another show coming out, just started. It's called Undercover Boss. And actually, Mark, thank you, buddy. Mark told me about the show when we were hanging out here in St. Augustine. And the scoop is they're taking these really big Fortune 500 companies, and these big-time CEOs, presidents, owners are going into their own companies, pretending to be an employee, taking like entry-level positions for a week to see exactly what goes on. What exactly is it like being part of their company? What's it like going through their training? What's it like doing the jobs that they created all the way up here and sort of push down all this, hey, we need to cut hours, we need to cut lunch, they need to do it faster, we don't need to give these benefits. You know, how do all their policies that they create up here affect the frontline people down here who run their stores, their shops, their services day to day? It's called Undercover Boss. It's on Sunday. Really good show, and I love watching stuff like that. You know, because you know TV time is great, and you know, okay, I have my loss, and loss is great, and that's fun, and it's definitely good. But I love when you could watch shows where you actually not only are entertained and have fun, but you can actually learn something too. That's why I love the cooking channel, because I'm always picking up new cooking tips. It's why I like HDTV, because you're always picking up cool new design and rehab tips. And that's why I love, you know, the entrepreneurial shows that are coming out now, where you can not only be entertained, but learn a little something too about running your business better, being a better business person, manager, entrepreneur. And that's why Mark and I have the vision we have, which we're not really talking about everything yet. It's kind of hush-hush. But we have some really just cutting edge, never been done before kind of things we're going to do within that realm of entertainment and education and entrepreneurs and TV and stuff like that. So cool stuff. So that's what I got for you. Remember, if you have answers to any of or theories on any of my lost questions, shoot me a message. Let me know who your favorite character is, and check out that special on Kiyosaki. Kind of interesting. You know, I'd love to hear your opinion on it. And Undercover Boss is on Sunday night. So that's what I got. I'm gonna go. It's almost lunchtime. Not on lunchtime, but it's first lunch, which is before second lunch, which is regular lunchtime. I like to eat a lot during the day, but that's nothing to do with anything. Anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in every day. Have a great time inside the Virtual Deal Factory. Go forward, make it happen, and enjoy VDF, the place where deals get made. See you next time.